Okay, I'm Chandra, I'm here with my horse Penny. I'm gonna do the second ride and we're gonna work on the trot. So same thing as last time, but we're just gonna add in the trot. So first I want her to stand still when I get on, make sure she's good. Can bend her head a little bit, and then hop on. Check the girth. She thinks she's gonna get a treat. All right, so I want her to stand still and hang out at the mounting block for a minute, so I'm not gonna ask her to go anywhere right away. So I want her to stand patiently. So that's perfect. Well, maybe not. That's all right, she stopped herself. Like if she's like walking off, then I'll just bend her to a stop and wait again, but a little step's fine. But I don't wanna wait too long because I don't want her to get anxious. So I'm just gonna ask her to walk, close my legs, and she walks up. Walk. And so like even though she stopped there, I'm not gonna ask her again until she completely comes to a stop. Walk. So I'm just kind of like squeezing like the air between her, like I haven't really touched her yet with my legs. But she can still feel it. So I'm just gonna let her cruise around wherever she wants to go on a loose rein, and I'll just hold on to my saddle blanket or my saddle here, and then I can bend her to a stop with my one rein if I need to. So this kind of tells me where she's attracted to, what her magnets are, and it's usually this corner, so she's back to that. So this is my rein in case I need to bend her, but I want her to be on a loose rein at first because I want her to tell me where she wants to be. If I have her on two reins, then I'm not gonna be able to know, and then a lot of bad behaviors can come from that. So she can put her head down if she wants, she can stop, walk. I'll just ask her to go again. So my cues to ask her to go are, I say walk, and then I'm just gonna gently start squeezing, like not to where I touch her yet, and then I'll touch her, and then I'll bump, and then if you need a whip, you can start tapping and increasing till they go forward. But she's going, she's just going to the same place. I'd like her to move around a little bit. So if they get real stuck, I'm just gonna kind of bump my legs here, and I'm gonna make it a little bit annoying. That's good. So she kind of walked faster, so that's great. And she was leaving the area. So I released when she was pointing away and speeding up to my legs. So you could bend them to a stop there and kind of bump on them. And then once they're facing away, you can let go. And then it just makes the magnet harder work than everywhere else. So she'll turn back here. We'll see if she needs to do a little bit harder work over here. She, for some reason, really wants to go over here. So maybe we'll have her go to a faster gait. So if you're in a walk and you're still working on the walk, you can also bend them and then put pressure on them. So she's over in her magnet, I'm gonna bend her, I'm gonna bump with this, it's gonna be inside because she's bending to my left. Bumper, 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 bumper. She's taking a step away and I stop and I let her go away from, she's gotta go forward though. So I was bumping the whole time until she was facing the middle of the arena and away from there. But she also had to take a step away from that magnet. So if she was just staying in that circle, I'll just keep bumping until she kind of drifted away from it, then I'll release while she's straight. There's a few different things she needs to have. So she's getting distracted. I'm just gonna be like, hey, there. So I kept going and kind of like lifting this rein because her ears, both her ears were out there. So like there, she's kind of worried about something. So I'm just gonna bend her. Like it's not really a spook, but that's the beginnings of one, and I want her to come back and relax here. So her like eyes are looking over here, so she wasn't really completely relaxed. That's better. So I want that ear to come back. So I didn't ask her to go. I want her ears to flick when I touch the rein, and I didn't get that. That's why I knew she was a little distracted. Okay, so her eyes painted this way. See how she kept her head or her neck turned, so she was listening a lot better. Okay, so she waited a moment, walk. And let her cruise on over here. So she has more of a magnet over here than she did last time for whatever reason. She was a lot more out here. So I'm gonna ask her to trot, trot. And she can trot out of there. Good girl. And she can walk. Good. So she's got more forward than she's had. So I'll take that, but I don't want her hanging out down there. So I just let her trot a little bit, and then I just kind of sat down. She came back. If your horse doesn't want to do that, just bend them down all the way to a stop, or you can just bend them to a walk if they're listening fairly well. If not, I would go all the way back down and then make sure your walk's good and then go back to the trot. So she's here again, so trot. Trot. She's trying to spook at something, look at something. That's fine. I'll let her go back to a walk if she was relaxing. That's fine with me. So she wants to kind of be over here, so I'm gonna just bump on her. See how she's still over here? I'm just kind of, I'm not really even touching her. She's still over here, so I'm not gonna let her go. She's still over here. She's still over here. She hasn't drifted away from here. She's in the same tracks that she was. So I'm just gonna stay here and bother her a little bit. There, she's a little bit further away. She's straight. She can go wherever she wants. Nope, not stopping. I think she's just looking at shadows and stuff, so she's not paying attention. There's her ear, I'll let her go. So I'm not steering, I'm just asking for that attention. She was a lot more tuned in last time, and she's distracted today. So her ears are looking out. I'm just gonna keep asking. Keep it there. There's that ear. I'm just gonna steer so she's not super close to the camera. Bump on her a little bit because that was part of her magnets. Like, I wanted to work on the trot today, but if she's gonna be spooky and stuck on one place, we'll work on that first and we'll move on that later. So she really wants to be on this side for whatever reason, so I'm gonna ask her to go a little faster. Trot. Haven't touched her. Good girl. Trot. Okay, I don't want her staring off. Trot. Change my hands. Trot. So we don't bend her into the fence, gives her trot. I want her to like look out here into the open so I can bend her if I need to. Trot. So I'll change my reins, always out to the open. I can bend her there, but this works better. Trot. Good girl. So let her trot into that corner. Trot. She's got to stay going. Paying attention, not spooking at something. So we're just gonna, she wants to look over here. I'm gonna make this a little bit more interesting. There, she's kind of moving away from her magnet, so then I'll let her go. So we're just gonna work on the magnets today and not really worry about the trotting. I wanted to do more of that, but I'm just gonna use that to kind of get her away from here. So here she's drifting toward the gate again. So really anything from this side all the way to that corner is her magnet, and she's gonna have extra pressure there. So she's kind of moving her shoulders away. She can't stop. So I'm gonna try different things to kind of just annoy her. So I was working on the trot, but I don't want her to get too worried. So I'm just gonna bump on her here. And then when she decides that she wants to leave this area, I will stop. But she just wants to circle around. So really my goal is to get her kind of toward the middle, and then I'll quit her. She'll be done. I'm trying to, there, she listened to me. I'm just barely bumping. That's fine if she wants to try. It's totally cool. So she's getting closer to getting away from there. So I might let her stop up here. We'll see if she's listening. Her ear, she's steering, but her ear's not, there it is, listening. See, because she's got her head tilted to my right, she's still kind of looking at nothing really, but whatever she thinks is scary. So I'm gonna bump on her. There, she's cruising out here. Good, that's better. So that's the farthest she's been. So I'm gonna have her stop up here before she heads on back home. Bend her to a stop. Since she's kind of spooking, I'll let her kind of face that way, which she'd probably end up doing anyway. So I'm gonna hold her because she's looking out over to those trees. So I'm just gonna wait until she brings that eye back to me. There, okay, so she blinked her eye. Okay, so I'm waiting for her to relax. So, there you go. She didn't get any treats that whole beginning part because she was not like paying attention. She was looking at other things. She wasn't really relaxed, so we didn't really have to work on the forward like we did last time. I had to work on the relaxation. So once she relaxed, I'm gonna cluck to her and tell her that's what I want. So she moved off. I got the bend, and then I bring it up to my hip. I'm gonna hold it because her eye's not looking up here. She's not paying attention.